What's up, everybody? Andrew Mahone here with Tricky Jim. Gonna be playing a new deck here on TCG today. I've finally got my hands on those Solgaleo GXs. Just went out to Target and bought a couple of these boxes here. They were 20 bucks, but honestly, the Solgaleo is like a $10 card. It costs like something like crazy, like 20 Guardians Rising packs on PTCGO right now. So super expensive card on PTCGO. And I needed the Solgaleos, and then I also needed the codes, and then I was like, if I spend $5 on the codes, I think the codes cost like $5 or something online if you were to order the codes on eBay. And then, also I would get 4 packs. So I was like, if the GX card's $10 and the code is $5, and that means that I'm getting like 4 packs of cards at like $1 a piece. I was like, I might as well just buy the boxes. It's one of those weird cards where you just like might as well just buy the box. So I went and got 2 collection boxes, and then I pulled a Rainbow Rare Ultra Necrozma GX in one of mine, and I pulled a Mega Steelix EX in the other. So that was cool. So I got to trade those in here at Full Grip for some Ultra Pro sleeves. That was awesome because I need some more sleeves for my decks. We were building lots and lots of decks, lots of next format decks as well, and I just need some more stuff here. All right, so what are we playing against? We are playing against a Zoroark mirror, and we are playing Zoroark Solgaleo. Okay, so not a full mirror. I'm assuming they're probably not playing Solgaleo. We're going to get the Zorua here. And then I don't really know. Like, I just have the turn 2 in hand. I feel like I might just, like, Ultra Ball away the Cynthia and the Choice Band and go get myself, like, a Lele. That actually seems pretty good. Get myself a Lele and then, like, Lele and get Lily here, because Lily is the superior supporter. We already have like a pretty sweet opening hand here, honestly. We've got a turn 2 Solgaleo. So if we can get Lily and then get ourselves a turn 2 Solgaleo, that's insane. And if we can draw into a couple darkness energies, maybe even like an Ultra Ball, and actually be able to accelerate one, that would be even sweeter. I don't want to attach the DCE preemptively, just because I just didn't really want to have it in play in case my opponent does something like Psychics me for knockout, right? The Cosmog is actually weak to Psychic, so I wasn't really going to attach that early. We're just going to go ahead and pass. I don't really want to play this Devoured Field down either, I don't think, though. If my opponent plays Devoured Field, I don't want them to have it down and me just have this weird card in play here, though I can trade them away. So we're just going to go ahead and pass, see what my opponent's got going on. They can hit into me early, but they shouldn't be able to knock out my Cosmog unless they've got themselves a Kukui turn 1 or something like that, which is entirely possible. They could go Kukui turn 1. Now, they are playing weakness policies. We were able to take that card out of our deck because this Solgaleo GX is just so cool. Shining Main ability, your Pokemon in play have no weakness, and then it has that Turbo Strike attack. Attach 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile to one of your benched Pokemon, which is awesome. So we are playing a little bit of a different version. Some of these Solgaleo Zoroarks are probably going to play both copies of Solgaleo, both the Shining Main Solgaleo GX and then also the other Solgaleo GX, which hits for like 230 damage. We are not going with the Sun Steel Strike Solgaleo in this one. We are playing just Darkness Energy, and then the idea is that we can accelerate the Darkness Energy and maybe Trickster GX. We also play a thin Weavile line in here. So that's my thought, and I actually kind of like it. I think that it's going to end up working out pretty good. Just a very streamlined, straightforward list, and let's just judge my opponent. That feels like kind of the opportune time to judge here, just while my opponent's getting set up. We can trade. They might not even get a Zoroark off of this. We're knocking out the Deoxys here. All good stuff. We're also going to want to get the Weavile out into play. I was thinking that the Weavile would be really good in the Darkness version, just because let's trade away the Darkness Energy, actually. That's cool. And we've got Mallow and Max Potion. So next turn we can Mallow. That's excellent. And then we could just Turbo Strike. Prominence GX is super cool in this deck too, because if we get playing against any sort of Shrine decks and things like that, we can accelerate. Let's see, I actually want to put that onto, let's put it onto the Zoroark. That's fine. And now we're like an attachment away from attacking with that Zoroark, and there we go. So that's pretty cool, pretty neat how that was able to work out there. Definitely dig that. And yeah, so Turbo Strike only accelerates to the bench Pokemon. Cool. I am like, this first game out, literally first game ever playing with this Solgaleo GX, so I am like still learning everything about the deck. I literally just got back from Target, literally just bought the cards just now. So this is brand new for me, and hopefully cool for you guys too. I was talking about this Solgaleo in my group chats and just trying to figure out what the best partners for it were. Everyone kind of agrees that Zoroark can use this ability the best, and just the fact that the Solgaleo attacks with double colorless energy, Zoroark is just such an obvious partner, especially since Zoroark's fighting weakness is just so glaring. It's such a bad weakness to have in the current standard format because so many threats so many threats. We got Enhanced Hammer. So many threats are fighting type. Like that Buzzwole Shrine deck is just, one of the biggest enemies for Zoroark decks to deal with. So giving yourself immunity to weakness is just so good. So let's see how my opponent pulls out of that early Judge there. Judge is just so good early on in Zoroark decks. We're playing 2 copies in this list right now. I've seen decks run as much as 4, and then I've seen Zoroark decks run as few as 0. My opponent is going to just go ahead and scoop it up there. Honestly, maybe they just didn't have it like that. Maybe they just didn't draw very well off of that Judge, but let's roll again, see how we end up doing. Like I said, this list, we've got the 1/1 Weavile in here. We've also got a Tapu Koko, and finally I was able to find these shiny Tapu Kokos, found them at Target as well. So stoked on that. We get to play 1 copy of the shiny Tapu Koko, and I'm thinking that Koko is going to be very good in Zoroark decks heading forward because we are going to want the Koko in the deck to help deal with Lost March. With Kukui, you can actually one-hit KO a Jumpluff with Flying Flip. So I think Zoroark decks may even end up playing multiple copies of Tapu Koko, and the thought is if you can just stream like Flying Flip with Kukui and things like that, you're going to be doing a lot of damage to a Lost March deck, just being able to Flying Flip, take 1-hit knockouts, all that. So that might be the future for Zoroark, to be able to contend when Lost March becomes a thing. But until then, I've just got the one copy of Shining Tapu Koko here. Just such a cool card. Awesome stuff. Looks like we're playing another Zoroark mirror here, so excited to see if we can... Oh, no way! Are we playing a Zoroark Solgaleo? A full mirror. I'm actually not worried about this, even if my opponent is playing the Sunsteel. No way! They've also got Weavile? How do they know? Bro, we've got the same deck. That's crazy. I thought I had an original thought that I was going to play Zoroark Weavile with Darkness Energies, but lo and behold, no, Andrew, we do not have an original thought whatsoever. So we're going to go in here. Honestly, I feel like Cynthia is probably the preferred supporter here. This opening hand is just not very small, so I feel like we just want to shuffle this up and just go get a brand new hand for sure. Let's just go get that. We're going to attach the DCE to the Tapu Koko. We're going to bank on my opponent, like, just kind of not having it like that early on. I think that, they'd have to fill up the bench or at least get 5 bench Pokemon. So let's hope that they don't fill up their bench or anything like that. But, if they do... Oh well. I think I'm still fine just getting that attack off there. We're going to save the choice band for a Zoroark, and then let's just go ahead and Cynthia. Does the math really matter? I think we max out at like 180, so I don't want to give them the Devoured Field. That helps them with their knockouts here. Let's just start off with Flying Flip, and I think our hope is that we can pull off 2 Flying Flips. If we can get 2 Flying Flips going here, then we definitely we buff out on the math. That would be very good for us. Got Zoroark in hand. What else do they got going on? They could also Trickster GX. I don't think that they would want to waste their Trickster GX this early on, but you never know. They could. If they wanted to Flying Flip, seems kind of bad. See, they've got Kukui, but they don't really seem to have too many other basics or maybe even another energy going on. So they might be having just as weird and rocky of a start as we are. And they are. They've got a huge hand. How do they have nothing in that hand? We've got ourselves a Zoroark, though. I know, they're giving me the frowny face. And we are going to be able to get off the two flying flips, which is what we really wanted here. Let's just go ahead and trade away. I think I trade away this Devoured Field. That feels like the worst card in my hand right now. I don't think I need that quite yet. And then we've got ourselves a Nest Ball. That's really good. So we can go get ourselves another Zorua. That's excellent. We'll have 2 trades next turn. We are like kind of struggle bussing here, but so is my opponent. So that's fine. We're just starting off flying flip. We will just flying flip all day, to be honest. And you can see why Zoroark is just in such a tough spot right now. I think we're playing 2 or 3 copies of Great Ball, and still you just whiff things without Sycamore. You just get these really weird hands sometimes with Zoroark, and it takes you a few turns to grind out of them. And then you have the games where you just got 3 Zoroarks turn 2, and you're just off to the races, trading away, doing whatever you want, have full access to your deck on like turn 3 or 4. And it's just completely insane. We can see on my opponent's side of the field, they have a gigantic hand and absolutely nothing going on in it. So if they don't evolve this Cosmog this turn, they are going to be sorry, because I'm going to get to flying flip here. They also need an energy in order to take this knockout. Like they don't have the stadium yet, so this is just maxing out at 100 damage. I don't think that they have it. They're, paring their hand down. It looks like they're preparing for maybe a Lily. Maybe a Lily for small, like Lily for 3 or something. Might be what they're going for. Yes, it is. Do they have another basic Pokemon to throw down and get this knockout? They do have a Solgaleo. Holy moly. So that's good for them, because they're going to avoid that knockout. They also have the other Pokemon there, so they are going to take that as well. Now, ideally, we would be able to get ourselves, I think they already supported there. Ideally, we would be able to get ourselves like some basic Pokemon. I mean, we could get the knockout this turn if we like choice band, all that. But honestly, I'm not feeling super confident that we are going to get it quite like that this turn. We would need like a lot of bench Pokemon. We would have to draw like the absolute perfect cards off of this. So I don't really think that that's going to happen. Let's just, we're definitely evolving this. And I think that we start trading away. The Max Potion seems good. The Rare Candy's good, but I don't really need it yet, honestly. And I don't even have a Cosmoem in play, and I play 3 copies of Rare Candy, so I'm thinking that we could like Guzma this turn potentially, but we'd have to draw into quite a bit. So let's trade away the Rare Candy first, and then maybe we trade away, let's see, we've got Solgaleo and Ultra Ball. I think that we probably trade away one more time, and we trade away the Weavile. I know, dude. Like my opponent's like, "You've got a good deck." I'm like, "Yeah, you too, man." We don't really have anything. I might have to like pare this all down a lot. I can Ultra Ball away Guzma and Solgaleo, and then Ultra Ball away Max Potion and Guzma, and then I could Lily for 6. Like that feels horrible. That's like definitely not what we want to do here, but it's an option, and I feel like we kind of need to if we want to draw cards here. So I think we're just gonna do it. Let's just get all these guys down. I'm also gonna get my Sneasel into play, just because I think that that could be an option for us to take a big one-hit knockout. If my opponent doesn't knock out the Sneasel, they're in immediate danger. So that's really good. I mean, eventually I'm going to have to get that Cosmoem out too. But I think I want the Sneasel first, just because that's just such a good card in this matchup. So we're going to get that. And then we're going to Lily for 6 cards. And we just hope that we get an energy off of this. We do. And we've got the Cosmog, so that's really good. We've even got the DCE. Fantastic. We could take some, do a little bit more damage here. Very good. So we didn't get a crazy knockout or anything, but that's okay. We've got Kukui's in hand now. My opponent's kind of in a spot where they have to heal, probably Acerola or something. And at this point, they've got enough damage on board, or they've got enough, enough abilities on board that my Weavile could take a knockout if we just get the right cards. And now we're going to have a third Zoroark in play as well, so that's really big for us. But we got to see, does my opponent play the other Solgaleo? I doubt it. I feel like with Weavile in their deck, and I think we did see the Weavile, with Weavile in their deck, and then also this Deoxys here, they probably are not playing the Sunsteel Strike Solgaleo. I can't believe that I'm playing a perfect mirror. Like, this is insane. I can't believe that we both have the same deck. That's just, it's blowing my mind. They're pretty set up, though. Though I will say they do only have 2 Zoroark out, so I'm going to be drawing more cards than they are, and just are going to have probably more options at my disposal. So that's really good. That Max Potion there is fantastic, but I want to draw into, like, another DCE. Gosh, that's, like, really greedy. I don't think that we want to judge here. We just need to start trading away. I think I'm going to trade away the Lily. I don't really see myself playing too many. Yeah, I think that we trade away the Lily. That or we trade away the Judge. And we just say we're going to draw more cards. I think that, yeah, we're definitely evolving the Zoroark. Like, we know that we're doing that. So let's evolve the Zoroark, get a game action in here. And then let me think. So if we trade once, trade twice, I think that we just don't need this Judge. My opponent's hand is small enough already. So let's just trade the Judge away. I don't think that I'm going to want to judge myself either. So let's do that. We've got Ultra Ball and Great Ball, yes. And now I'm, like, glad that I kept the Lily, I think. Let's probably, we don't want a Great Ball yet. We're probably not going to use that Ultra Ball there. So let's trade away the Ultra Ball next. I think we trade away the Ultra Ball. I mean, what if we trade into a rare candy? Yeah, a bunch of ifs, right? Let's trade away that Ultra Ball. See what we get off of this. We've got Kukui and another Zoroark. All right, so let's then trade away the last Zoroark there. That feels fine. Let's trade that away and see what we get here. We've got Lily and DCE. So we did get a DCE. That's very good. But and now at this point, we're like, okay, you know, Andrew, we probably should have, you know, we don't need the Lilies now, but that's fine. We've got a big enough hand. Let's Great Ball, see if we can pull out that Solgaleo. And then the crazy play is if we Kukui into a DCE, right? Like, that's what we really want. But if we don't, that's okay too. So let's Kukui, not a DCE, a rare candy. If we Kukui'd into a rare candy there, that would be completely insane. We didn't quite get it like that. But that's okay. We could just retreat and take the knockout. Honestly, I think that, you know, we just take the knockout with a Zoroark. That's fine. And then I'm just threatening the big knockout with the Weavile. If my opponent doesn't take care of that, I go ahead and prizes as well. So let's just retreat this. And then we can Max Potion that guy. And I am down more, you know, I'm down more DCs than I want to. I only have 1 DCE left in deck. So I'm going to need to get that Solgaleo out. I'm going to need to make that play happen here. Or I'm going to need to take a big knockout with the Weavile. This is kind of just where I'm at. I need to find that rescue stretcher for sure. We're a little short on this Zoroark too, unfortunately, just 190. I think with, yeah, we could do 150 plus Devoured Field, 160. We can do, with Kukui, we're at 180, so we're a little bit short there. I only have 1 Guzma left in deck, just kind of taking stock on my resources here, trying to see what we have. I don't have any cards on my board that my opponent can abuse right now, but I do have to be careful. Oh, did my opponent whiff the energy? Did they trade and then whiff the energy? That would be really good for me as well. If they just have to pass with the Zoroark and the active, yes. And we're seeing the just the kind of the downfall of only having 1 Zoroark in play and how big of a deal it is that I just have the card advantage right now. I have such a big advantage having the hand advantage now in the Zoroark mirror. Just such a big deal. So I'm free to just manually attach this energy. We definitely want to get the Solgaleo out into play. That's kind of like the idea here. I don't think I want this Judge either. We're going to trade that away. And then, let's see, we've got another Darkness Energy. Honestly, I don't really need... let's trade away a Lily, too. And then I have Ultra Ball. I can get rid of Darkness Energies if I need to. Let's see, we got the rare candy finally. Okay, so there is our Solgaleo that we wanted. But I don't have my last DCE, so we don't have that. I could Guzma. There's nothing to Guzma. We probably just want to hit into the active. We're not knocking it out. That's frustrating. But let's see. We want to draw a card still, though. Probably Kukui. I don't really think that there's too many places where the Kukui is super relevant right now. Let's see. I can't really trickster anything on my opponent's side of the field, so we are just like kind of playing the waiting game here. I do also need to be careful not to deck out. I need to be careful not to deck out. I did get rid of both my judges, and I do have 2 Cynthias left in deck, so that's more or less fine. We're just going to go and attach here, I think. Yeah, just manually attach to the bench. And then we're just going to... I don't really think I want to Kukui. That's fine. I'm just going to save it. I don't need to. And we're short, so we're just going to Riotous Beating here. 130 damage. Yeah, let me just count 160, 180. Yeah, I'm only at 180, so 180 plus 20. I am short there. I'm just like counting it over and over again. Like, make sure you're actually short, Mahone, because if I could Kukui Choice Band, knock it out, that would have been really good. But we just were short there, unfortunately. And with 10 cards left in deck, I do want to be a little bit careful. And I guess I'm not really sure. Like, I could end up using that. They're going to play Guzma, so they're going to knock out my Sneasel there. That's like a good heads-up play by my opponent. Now I really want to find the Rescue Stretcher. With that Max Potion, that's like a really powerful play too on my opponent's part. Really puts me on the back foot here. And they're going to be able to accelerate energy. So this is like a power play on their part. They're going down to 4 prizes. So we got to ask ourselves, what can we do to even the field here? What can we do to come back? I know I've only got 1 Guzma left, so I can't be wasteful with that. I need to be really cautious about the way I spend my final resources here in this matchup. Now, what's cool is that I can, I could Trickster and accelerate Darkness Energies. There's no real point in that. Let's see, I'm down both Max Potions as well. So just kind of a weird, tough spot here. And I think I just have to go for the 2-hit KO. I can't really afford to... to Guzma yet. We have to just hope that things kind of buff out here. So let's just go in with a Zoroark, and then we kind of have to try and bounce around a little bit. I think, let's see, if we go up with let's go up with this one, and then we're going to attack with this one for sure. Okay, so we got the Rescue Stretcher. That's really good. And we want to get the Sneasel back into play. Like, we need to get the Sneasel back into play. Make my opponent take that odd prize. So we're going to shuffle 3. We're going to get Sneasel, Weavile, and also Zoroark back into the deck. That's fine. Yep, so let's throw those guys back in. And then I could trade. I could just Ultra Ball. I think I probably just Ultra Ball at this point. Let's see, I would Ultra Ball away like Lily and Zorua. That's fine. And then I don't really need to trade too much. Let's just do that. So we're going to Ultra Ball away Lily. And, I don't need that Devoured Field at all either. So let's just actually get rid of the Devoured Field. That's better. And then we have Sneasel. And that's good. Okay. So we have the Darkness Energy to attach. Let's just go ahead and attach that. And then I can trade a card away, but I don't really want to. I kind of want to just put the Sneasel down and attack. I mean, I'm hitting for 130. That is a 2-hit KO. If my opponent has like the heal or whatever, that's good. But I also want to put myself in a situation where I just like definitely draw out or I'm definitely able to draw out the Weavile next turn. I really don't want to whiff that. I'm trying to think if the Kukui matters anywhere. The Kukui matters if my opponent does something weird, like puts Lele into the active, but otherwise it doesn't matter at all. So let's just Riotous Beating here. I don't think that there's any point in trickstering, or there's no point in doing any of that. No use being cute. If anything, we can save our GX for Prominence GX. I mean, we can Prominence GX once. So that's something to think about too. You know, we can take damage, take hits on lots of my bench Pokemon. Then, let's see, my opponent's only down 1 Guzma, so if they have, you know, 2 or 3 Guzmas left in deck, I do know that they've played a Palpad, so that's like a really big deal on my opponent's side as well, that they had that Palpad. I don't have a Palpad in this list right now, though a Palpad could be very good. They also might have one more. Oh, they're going to Guzma again. That like really hurts. At this point, if they max potion that Solgaleo with the Guzma, that just would have been really horrible for me. So now we are just in a tough spot. The Sneasel went down twice. We can't really have that. I have to waste my last Guzma knocking out this Solgaleo GX, and then we just have to hope that we can, you know, just out of pure fruition, just like win. So that's just a tough spot for me to be in. I think that we may start loading up onto a Tapu Lele, like weirdly. You know, we could win by doing that. So let's just, yeah, how many? I'm gonna run out of time here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Let's go ahead and trade away a Choice Band short. We'll trade away a Choice Band just to get a game action in. That's fine. We got Rare Candy and Zoroark short. I kind of like having that. And then let's just attack into this thing. No. We wanted a Guzma. Yes, we're going to Guzma. We're going to knock out that Solgaleo so they don't have a chance to heal it. And then, yes, that's very good. We needed to bench this thing. If they have another Guzma, that's fine. Let's Guzma up that guy while we have it. I guess yeah, that's cool. That's cool. We have 1 DCE left, so we should be able to use that on, yeah, the last Solgaleo there. We should be able to do that. I don't have any energy in the discard pile, so nothing worth accelerating. I'm thinking like we could potentially win this game with like a big Tapu Lele, I guess, but it would have to be really big. I actually don't think that I can get enough energy on Tapu Lele. Like we would need 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 16. So I would need 6 energy on my Tapu Lele. That's like not happening. I would need to accelerate. Yeah. I would need to accelerate like twice to Tapu Lele. By that time, my opponent might be able to like Guzma it out and hit into it, which would be really tough for me to deal with as well. So they got themselves another Lele down, so that's good. So they're not benching. Like I would just probably lose the game if they benched a Sneasel there, so that would be really not good for me. They are going to target down my other Zorua, so they're going to bring themselves to 2 prizes, but at that point they've wasted 3 Guzma, and I doubt they play more than 3 Guzma. So that's their final Guzma, so they're going to be in the same spot as I am, just kind of trying to piece together the final knockout for this game, and I think we're both going to have a pretty hard time doing it. So that's kind of what I'm thinking here, is that, you know, we both have one more knockout to go. We both are out of our, you know, non-GX options, and we're both pretty close to decking out. So that's what we got going on here. All right, we don't want to, yeah, I mean, benching like a non-GX Pokemon doesn't really matter. All right, let's trade here. We're just gonna trade one time. The clock is like really not my friend right now. They don't like me at all. I want another energy. Like, there we go. Okay, so we've got darkness energy. That's cool. So we can attach the darkness energy to the Solgaleo and eventually go up with Solgaleo and hit. That's fine. We're doing 100 damage right now. That's fine. If I retreat into Solgaleo next turn, that's cool. I don't really need to bench anything else, but I guess I might as well. I'm just trying to, you know, the Cosmog doesn't matter, the Lele doesn't matter. This damage, I think, is just inconsequential. I don't think it actually matters. So let's just ride his beating for 110. We're still like 2-hit KOing this thing, and I kind of want to just save as much cards in my hand as I can in case I do have to Cynthia, because I need like a big hand so that Cynthia actually does keep me from decking out, right? Now my opponent's going to try to pivot between a bunch of things. Neither of us have GX'd, so we can Prominence GX. But then Prominence GX is weird because if we do Prominence GX, then you just waste a turn, right? So my opponent's going to retreat into Solgaleo. They're going to accelerate to something else. I'm going to also retreat into Solgaleo and accelerate to something else. I'm going to bet that they just don't have another Guzma in deck. And if my opponent does play 4 Guzma and a Pal Pad, then like kudos to you, you got me. But I don't think that they do. I think that they're probably short as well. So we're just like in a super grinder situation here where neither of us, I think, are going to have the Guzma. They are going to Prominence GX, so that is pretty wild. Very interesting turn on my opponent's part. So we are not damaged at all. I think that we just start going in and accelerating. Yeah. I think that we go in and start accelerating to the Lele here. So let's retreat into Solgaleo. And then, let's see, Prominence GX, heal all your Pokemon. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so that's very good. So we are going to Turbo Strike, and I think we're gonna attach to the Lele here. That seems like the best route. Yep. So then if we get our hands on that final DCE, what we can do is we can, we're gonna do that there. And then let's see, I would have to retreat. No, I think we're gonna be short with like knocking out with Lele. I think we are short. I'm just trying to imagine a scenario here. We can, Prominence GX. I don't think that I'll be able to get all these energies onto the Lele because I have this DC on the Zoroark and it's not coming off. So I think that that's just the reality of that situation here. We can retreat. Oh, did they just attack me? So they think they just attacked me. Then I just win because I just have it right here with Zoroark. I could just choice ban, Kukui, and we got it. So that's game. I just thought for sure they would retreat and try to draw this game out, but we got there. So that's insane. Good game to my opponent. I didn't have to end up thinking quite as much as I thought that I would. So that was crazy. I needed just one more DC. Probably an Acerola is still a good idea to have in this list. We're just like really, kind of tight on resources. I think that I was thinking in my head that the Max Potion was better than Acerola, and we'll roll one more game. I'm kind of feeling one more game with this deck, so we'll play one more game with the Zoroark Solgaleo, see how it does. 150 coins, yeah. So see how that ends up for us. But I was thinking that the Max Potions were better because obviously the idea is you like Max Potion off the Darkness energies and then can just re-accelerate them into play. And the Acerola, you don't really want to play Acerola on the Solgaleo GX because it takes rare candy to get into play. So it's just not really something that you're super interested in doing. So I cut the Acerolas all together and I'm just playing 2 copies of Max Potion. We saw kind of the downfall of that. I think that we probably do want maybe 1 copy of Acerola. We may also want just 1 copy of Pal Pad too. Just resources get really tight there, especially in a Zoroark mirror where both decks are just healing, completely. And wow, we got another Zoroark deck. So 3rd Zoroark deck in a row. And I guess this is kind of a good signal. I mean, signal to see if this deck is legit, if it can compete with other Zoroark decks, if it's got the chops to compete in standard format. We are playing against a Zoroark, what in the world is this? Zoroark Elysapod deck. So they go in with a turn 1 Kukui, and they've got a decent board set up other way, though, so they're good to go there. I may forego the turn 1 Judge here and just go in and Ultra Ball for, my other Lele's in deck, so I think I'm going to get a Lily instead. I am not trying to turn 1 Judge. That seems bad, so let's not do that. Let's just Ultra Ball away. Probably the Max Potions are like really good, so we kind of need to hold on to those. We can't get those back. Probably the Weavile, we can get the Weavile's going to be really good too. So let's get rid of the Guzma and the Judge. That seems fine. And then the Weavile is going to be like essential, so let's get rid of those. Yeah, that's fine. And then we're going to get the Lele, and then turn 1 Lele for Lily. It's a little bit unfortunate we're only going to get to Lily for 5, but still not bad. We're just going to hope that we can get some other stuff going on. Maybe I should have saved the Judge, ditched the Weavile so I could go for a turn 2 Judge if I wanted to, but it's all right. This is what we got going on here. We got no Zoroarks in this hand, so that's fine. Whatever. It's all good. Okay, let's get Sneasel into play. Sure. And then at this point, yep, the other Zorua goes down, and this is just what we got. We see how, like, last game, what I was talking about, card advantage, just having multiple Zoroarks in play. I probably should not have gotten the Sneasel out this early, but I wanted it to be, you know, maybe something that my opponent just targets down early, just so maybe I buy some more time. Maybe scares them into, you know, making a suboptimal play, not hitting into my GXs. Maybe it just gives me another turn that I wouldn't have otherwise. But by the attention to the the benched, Zoroark here, we are thinking that they probably have themselves a turn 2 Guzma. So they're going to go for my Sneasel if they have it like that, which is fine by me because I ain't got nothing in my hand here. So they're going for the Cosmog. That's fine too. So they just have one Pokemon with ability in play. The Sneasel's not doing anything, so I agree with their decision to target down the Cosmog there. Definitely. They don't know if I'm playing, which one. They don't know which one I'm playing. So we have just got a Lily for 2. So please, please let us draw out of that. That's good. Okay. We've got something here. We start trading away these, rare candies. That's good. Hopefully get another Zoroark here. We've got a Cosmog. So long as they don't got it like that, this upcoming turn, we're cool. We can hit this thing for 80 damage. That's a significant amount. So we will Energy Drive and then hope that we the trade buffs out over the course of the next couple turns. But already having the Weavile out is good. My opponent's got to think about it. They've got enhanced hammers. Great. That's just fine. That's just dandy. Good. So we've got to find a bunch of stuff next turn. We've got to find supporters. We've got to find energy. We've got to find another Zoroark. Yikes. But we do have a Solgaleo, so long as my opponent does not Guzma again, which they very easily could do. They've got the grass on that Golisopod there, and you know that Golisopod decks just play a lot of Guzma, so they ain't got it like that, but they are going to Acerola, which is also really good, just being able to negate that turn entirely and then slam into me with that Golisopod. And truthfully, I'm not really terribly concerned if this Tapu Lele goes down. I might not even max potion it. I would love to get more Zoroarks into play. I didn't want to start the Lele. It's kind of a suboptimal start for me. So we might just let this thing, bite the dust. I don't really care. I'm not going to max potion it, just a waste of max potion. So let's see what we got going on. We definitely are going to want to rare candy that, in which case I could probably trade away one of these rare candies. We don't really need both of them. We just need one. And we've got Mallow, but we don't have anything else. So that's fine. Let's rare candy into Solgaleo here. That thing's going to get knocked out. And then we are going to, probably next turn we'll go in. So let's just Mallow preemptively into something else. Get some more, interesting stuff going on here. Probably just a Cynthia. We probably just want a supporter, just draw some cards, get some things going on. And then it doesn't really matter what the next card is because we're just going to Cynthia. So we'll top deck Cynthia next turn. That's fine. And then hopefully we get to attack with something else. So I'm just going to pass, let my opponent sack this Lele, get the Zorua into play. They're starting off with a huge 3-0 advantage. But honestly, I think that I can come back from it. I do really think that we can. We just have to put some pieces together. We're going to have to use this Weavile. We're going to have to, accelerate some energy. We're going to have to heal some things off with Max Potion. But, they can't go all game with just one Zoroark play. I don't think that that's going to work out for them. I think they're probably going to have to get some more stuff into play. But if they are able to kind of control their GX count, just keep the one Zoroark in play, it's going to be very bad for me. they're going in with the armor. Oh, they're going to judge me. It's fine. Mallow, did their job. We were able to get my opponent to give me supporters. This is actually better. So this is much, much better. My opponent's still rocking just the one ability Pokemon in play. So not exactly what we want to see here. We could go in with the Solgaleo GX, attack with Turbo Strike. That's probably fine. I mean, really, it doesn't really matter. I can trade away an energy here, so that's all good. And then, just hope that my opponent starts to play more things down. So that's okay. Let's go ahead and do that. And can we make this come back? Yikes. Let's see here. I think that if we Ultra Ball away, let's start out with trading. Let's just trade away at Darkness Energy, or we could Ultra Ball away Cynthia and the Darkness Energy. I actually don't mind that. Let's just Ultra Ball that away. Yep. And then I will Lily and then trade. So we're going to get ourselves another Zorua here, which seems good. And then obviously the Weavile becomes a target now, which is like not super ideal, but it's just what we got going on. So let's Lily, and then I guess if we get a Darkness Energy, the idea is we can trade that away, so that's good. I think that I would, let's trade that away first, and then we can go get ourselves another Zoroark. So let's trade away the Darkness Energy. That's good, and we get ourselves another Zoroark into play. All right, let's see if we can Great Ball into it. That'd be super. No, we do not, so that's okay. Sure, we'll take the Coco, why not? And then we can Ultra Ball away. Ugh, I don't want to Ultra Ball away any of this stuff, honestly. The Darkness Energy is really good. I don't necessarily need it. I don't need another Zoroark this turn, so I could just wait. We'll just wait. I mean, we give them more targets, and we also don't have as much of a card advantage because we didn't trade again. But a 3-card loss just feels really bad right now, so we're like not gonna do that. Let's go ahead and just accelerate onto our Zoroark GX. Now, we do have the option. We can like Trickster Crossing Cut, right? But that's not super great unless my opponent has a Lele on the bench or something that I can Crossing Cut, for knockout. So that doesn't quite do what we need it to do right now. We're a little bit, yikes, yeah, we're a little bit stuck here. Gosh, these Zoroark matchups are so grindy. I don't think that I could do this for a whole tournament. So they're going to Crossing Cut my Lele. This is all bad. I mean, this is just horrible. Now I can't even attack with Weavile. They just were able to out-Guzma me completely here and just really take advantage of my slow start with their Golysopods and Zoroarks. They really took advantage of my Leles here. Now we're saying that okay, my opponent can't get Guzma or else they win. That's like horrendous, right? So I think that they just have it like that, but that's all good. And then they have this Oranguru. They can shuffle Guzmas back into the deck. We have no way to get this Weavile out of here, so I think that that's just a loss for me. But you never know, so we'll see. Just send the Solgaleo out. Gonna Guzma that thing, but my opponent's already got the DC there, so yikes, bad. Let's trade one time. Trade for the one time. Trade. And we're gonna trade away a Ultra Ball. I don't really trade away the Ultra Ball there. That's fine. I mean, yeah, maybe we shouldn't have probably gotten a Zoroark or something, but it's all good. We're just gonna Guzma. Guzma up that thing. And we're going to put out the Zoroark GX. We've got the 120 here, so that's fine. And, at this point, Guzma wins my opponent the game, so it doesn't really matter what I put down. Let's just slap the Darkness Energy on the Weavile. I guess that would be our game-winning card. And we're just going to hit for 120. Yeah, Crossing Cut, bad. Let's just hit this thing. So that's what we got. Unfortunately, we almost got 6-0'd. That is brutal. But, that happens sometimes. Really, the, early turn advantages in Zoroark decks can just be really, really brutal and unforgiving. And we assume that they just got Guzma here because they play 4 Guzma in that deck. So, yep, well played. Good game, sir. You got it. So we went 2-1 with the Zoroark Solgaleo deck. We can see how setting up to stage 2 and, could just be not that good. If your opponent can play around the Weavile, which my opponent was very easily able to do that game, they just had things that they needed with just one Zoroark in play, then the Weavile doesn't really help you make up for the fact that your deck is not really as aggressive as your opponents there. So I feel like we got a nice kind of well-rounded view of what the Zoroark Solgaleo deck has to offer. And obviously the idea to put Darkness Energy and Weavile was not all that bad because we played against somebody else who was doing it. So this is the list that we got here. Card in the top right corner is Tapu Lele. We got 2 of those if you can't see it because of my little camera here in the corner. We play 4 Darks, 4 DCE. Seemed like fine counts. We could throw an Acerola in here. The deck still suffers from some mild inconsistencies just getting the Pokemon out into play early, so some things that we might be able to do to fix that as far as maybe just more Great Balls, but obviously there's a lot of other cards that we want in here too to still combat those Shrine decks. So we could probably cut to 2 Devoured Field, but at a certain point you don't really want to cut too many cards from what makes this a good Zoroark deck. So let me know, what do you guys think of the new Solgaleo GX in the comments below. Thank you all for watching the video. Make sure to like the video, sub to the channel, ring that bell, check out the Etsy store and Patreon stuff in the description below.